Let's get physical. It's Jordan here, back again with this week's update on all the physical releases coming to the Nintendo Switch. We are in the third week of February. We're looking at the releases from the 17th until the 21st. As always, we're taking a look at all the physical retail releases, all the low print games up for order, some juicy imports, and our community spotlight where you show off your pickups. Remember, if you want to support this little series, leave us a comment with what you are playing in your backlog and what is the most recent addition to your collection. Personally, I decided to take the plunge on the Asian release of Is It Wrong to Try to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon? Yes, it's a little late, but you guys were asking for a review, and so I had to step up. It's a nice enough dungeon crawler, but it's quite basic. It will have a Western release, but won't be for quite a while, I would assume, since they are redoing the whole translation. Yes, this Asian release does have English, but is spotty at best. Personally, it didn't bother me. In fact, I found it quite funny. So if you want to grab it yourself, either this standard edition or a cool looking collector's edition, then there are links in the description below. It's those links that help support these kind of reviews, of which be sure to check out after this episode is finished. I also got in Hatsune Miku, the anniversary game. There is no English on this one, but I do plan on making a review in the coming days, so stay tuned for that. I just have to find the time somehow. Anyways, mine is the standard edition, but there's an awesome collector's edition too that's currently sold out, but should be getting restocked today on Monday, so be quick if you don't want to miss it. Links for it are below. Anyways, this week's physicals. Taiko Shooting Stars Bravo is a shooter collection of some classic arcade titles from the 90s and early 2000s. It's a bit late arriving in the West, considering this was a Japanese release what seems like ages ago, but in this collection, you're getting some nice additions that make the wait worth it. CDs, art book, and cards. If you want to know all about this, then head over to watch my review on it from early last week. Tales of the Tiny Planet is a surprising release. The physical appears to have popped out of nowhere. It's a puzzle adventure game where the physics are key to progression. I do remember this releasing digitally an absolute age ago, and it did come and go without much fanfare. The original publisher is known for some absolutely complete bottom of the barrel trash though, so despite this one looking decent, I would check out a few reviews first just to make sure. It's also worth noting that this is a budget title. It is a very cheap physical. Under Night in Birth Excelate, I don't know, something, is a stupidly titled fighter from Arc System Works. Or is it Axis Games? I always get those two mixed up. They should just merge to be one company and save everyone the pain. Tangents aside, this is a fast, chaotic fighter that looks pretty cool if you're into the genre. There's lots of competition out there on the Switch, so we'll have to see how this one pans out when it releases on the Switch this week. A bit of an uncertainty is Narcos Rise of the Cartel. American retailers are saying that this one is releasing in mid-March as a physical, but the UK sites that I'm looking at are saying that this is supposed to release this week for this action strategy game based on the hit Netflix TV show. Also, it's supposed to be properly crap, so we'll have to see. Also, another uncertainty, some places are claiming that Vostok Inc. is receiving another physical release in Europe this week. It's weird because I am sure it's already had a small retail release in like Germany or somewhere. Well, I say uncertainty, but I have actually seen people with this new copy already, so it's definitely real. I'm just perplexed, that's all. Right, that's it for Western retail. Before we move on, don't forget that if you're new here, hit that subscribe button for all the latest Switch content. You might win a Nintendo Switch Lite when we get to 50,000 subscribers, guys. Okay, low print games. Super Rare Games' latest announcement is World of Goo. I literally don't know how Super Rare Games can keep getting games that are really great, but somehow never make me excited personally. Anyways, we knew this one would have World in the title, so it was always going to be this or World to the West. To be honest, I'd have probably been more excited about that one. But anyways, don't let my eternal misery bring you down, because actually this is often cited as one of the best indie games ever made. I mean, this used to get like 10 out of 10s and stuff when it first released on the WiiWare store and things like that. But anyways, there is a standard edition, plus Super Rare Games are nice enough to be slapping on an extra $20 on top if you fancy a steelbook to go with it. Remember when steelbooks used to be free? You can order this on the 20th. So let's delve into the import section, which I have to admit has my tongue wagging. But before that, just a heads up that all the games mentioned here today, if any of them take your fancy, then in the description and the pinned comment we have links below as to where you can find them for yourself to purchase. They are affiliate links, so any purchase that you make using those links will help out the SwitchWatch team massively, and we very much appreciate all your support in this regard. You guys have been fantastic, and if you managed to watch my review of Is It Wrong to Try to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon, then you will know that PlayAsia themselves have been super impressed with how you've been supporting us, and so to give something back, we have a nice personalized code for you. When you're checking out, don't forget to type in the coupon code SwitchWatchTV, that's all one word, SwitchWatchTV, to get 5% off every physical item that you purchase. Don't forget to still use our links though. If you don't use our links, then it won't support us. So please don't forget that. Thank you guys ever so much. Hopefully we can keep improving and soon give even more back to you guys in some way now that we have PlayAsia in contact with us. If you keep supporting us this way, I'm sure we'll be seeing some giveaways happening in the future. It won't be long. Remember, SwitchWatch TV for 5% off all physical products. Right, we've got a fair few interesting imports this week that it's difficult for me to pick the leader of the pack. I'm going to start with Katana Kami from Spike Chunsoft. Releasing on the 20th, this one has fascinated me since I first heard about it like half a year ago. It's an action RPG set in feudal Japan, or at least inspired by the era. You are a blacksmith who by day creates katanas, while by night ventures into dungeons to loot material for his business. Kinda sounds like Moonlighter. It looks to be a cool enough hack and slash cross business management type game, and I'm hoping by the time this video goes up, I might already be into a review if Spike Chunsoft provide a review code for us. I asked them, but we will have to see if they provide one. Yes, this is releasing in the West, but only digitally as far as I'm aware. But fear not, physical folk, the Japanese physical release does have English. You can check the Japanese eShop, it states English. So those who are physical fiends will want to import this bad boy, and at the time of production, the pre-order price wasn't particularly high, so less than $40. Check it out in the link below. Nothing like a good Capcom release to spark a little bit of disgruntlement. May Cry Trilogy is releasing physically in Japan this week, with English I may add, but wait for it. Are you ready? There's only the first game on the cartridge. Good old Capcom. You have to download the second and third game. Really, that's not ideal, but I can see this being okay for some. For example, I bought a second-hand copy of Resident Evil 4, 5, and 6, but the codes for the latter two were used, which was fine since I didn't want them anyways. So that means I got Resident Evil 4 on a cartridge for less than $20. Yeah, I'm clutching at straws for this May Cry release, right? But anyways, it's worth noting that there is a standard edition, but also a special edition from the Capcom store, which has all sorts of extra goodies in it. And yes, I did just put Katana Kami and May Cry above a Persona 5 spin-off in terms of priority, but I can explain. But first, Persona 5 Scramble is the Dynasty Warriors take on the Persona 5 game, mixing both series. This actually looks set to be the best Musou game yet, perhaps, I don't know. I haven't been following it too much, but those that have very good feelings about this one. The kicker here, and why I mentioned it later than the others this week, is the fact that there is no English. It's not even confirmed to be getting a Western release either. However, there is a demo on the Japanese eShop for you to give it a try to see what you think. Perhaps it's worth an import? I don't know. Personally, we would say wait for a Western release. It's also worth noting that outside of a standard release, there's also a treasure box edition, which includes so many things that I can't actually bear listing them, so check the link in the description below if you need to see for yourself. And finally, this week we have a visual novel, and it has no English as far as I'm aware. It's called CHOU no DOKU HANA no KUSARI TAISHOU TSUYA KOI IBUN. Ha ha ha. But wait, there's more. I know you guys are interested in a nice deal or two on these inputs, so I should point out PlayAsia are currently having a Valentine's bundle bonanza until the 21st of February. Yes, if you want to buy Is It Wrong to Try to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon Collector's Edition, you can get it bundled with a myriad of other awesome Switch import games with a little bit of money off plus free shipping. Yes, for example, if you choose the Omega Labyrinth Live bundle, excellent choice by the way, then you'll be saving yourself about $6 on the total price of the two games together, plus saving however much shipping would be, which is always a bit pricey. And you can choose to have the import tax prepaid if you want, or not if you want to try your hand at getting away with it, you know, living life by the edge and all that. But wait, there's more. You can also use our code SwitchWatchTV to get another 5% off the total. So you have the bundle deal, free shipping, plus our coupon code. The savings are starting to add up. All the bundle links are below. Don't forget to use our links alongside the coupon code. If you don't use the links, then it won't support us. So yeah, the games that can be bundled with Is It Wrong to Try to Pick Up Girls in the Dungeons, the Omega Labyrinth Life, the Standard Edition or Collector's Edition, Dead or Alive Xtreme 3 Scarlet, Atelier Dusk Trilogy, Taiko no Tatsujin, and Panty Party, baby. Speaking of Panty Party, let's jump into the community spotlight. As with the import section, some of the games mentioned here or seen here today, if any of them take your fancy, check the links in the description and pinned comment to find yourself. Now last week I put out the call for Panty Party, and it's clear to see there was only one man of true dignity and taste. Rob was the only one who answered the call with his collector's edition of said game. I really hope the pair of panties found in this collection are comfortable, my friend. Moving on to the other games, a nice Chocobo's Mystery Dungeon. I really don't see a lot of people picking this one up physically. I tend to push this one as much as possible because I love the genre, I really like the game, I enjoy Mystery Dungeon style games, and the fact that the Japanese physical as English means that it's one of my favourite imports, but you know, many people don't seem to feel the same way as me. Save Yourself sent in this picture. I don't know what's the best thing in this picture, the Romancing Saga 3 import or that espresso. I don't know, but I'm craving both right now. I actually need to start a playthrough of Romancing Saga 3. I was listening to the soundtrack the other day when I was walking the dog, and I fell in love with the music. Oh my god, the music for that game is so good. Christine and Kevin showed off their lovely collection. Again, I may be more in love with the dog than anything else. That is one comfy looking doggo. But yeah, some good stuff in here. I appreciate that import of Okami at the top. The first steps to importing, you need that. That's like the first game everyone should get. I'm also liking that Horizon Chase Turbo. Great to see such a game of this genre making a successful comeback. I've seen quite a few people with this one, so I'm very happy about that. David Starner showed off his excellent collection. Some great import stuff here. Recently, the Maitetsu Pure Station game, as well as Coffee Talk, 2 Japanese physical releases of visual novels with English. I'm actually interested in knowing more about them. I'm an import guy, but these two slipped me by, unfortunately. Gannicus received Octahedron in the post this week. I never realized just how gorgeous the cover art actually is. The mock-ups on the Super Red Games website really did not do this one justice. It looks gorgeous. Jaytin sent in 3 pictures over the course of the week showing off the cartridge cases that they have, plus some new arrivals, Mario and Sonic at the Olympics and Brain Training. One of the few times in gaming history where Europe can claim to have something way before any Americans. Last time was probably like Yoshi's Woolly World, right, on the Wii U. Nintendo Gamer Gal sent in this picture showing off the Atelier physicals, plus some great other games. I highly recommend people checking out the Atelier series, a fine, charming set of JRPGs for sure. I reviewed a couple of them for this very channel. God of Resin showed off this great collection of games, Battle Chef Brigade, happy to see that as always, and I totally forgot Rogue Legacy got limited run. They put out so many games it's hard to remember most of them. Visipon showed off her latest edition, this premium book edition of Octopath. Oh my god, this looks absolutely gorgeous. I had no idea it looked this good. I totally forgot about this pop-up book until she sent this in, and now I look at my standard edition and I feel totally inadequate. Kurt Cannongrave, love that name, sent in this great picture. Some great imports. Is that Bayonetta 1 I see over there, you lucky devil? Some great stuff. Super Robot Wars team, the ultimate Switch import in my opinion. Great picture. Speaking of Super Robot Wars, Swizz sent in these recent arrivals. Really excellent stuff. Super Robot Wars Heaven. I recommend them all, but they're kind of expensive. I'm also interested in seeing how Snack World is. We wanted to review it, but Nintendo decided that they aren't friends with us anymore, so we had to pass up on that one. And talking of Snack World, it seems a few of you have picked it up in this last week since our last 2 entries feature it. One from Retro Gains showing it off here with a nice picture, and Night Crusade, who also has it with these 2 other games, Enter the Gungeon, which I completely ignored when it first released because I hated the name. And I didn't catch on that it was a play on the word gun. I thought it was a play on the word gunge, so I thought the game was all about gungy, gooey, sticky stuff, which, didn't quite appeal to me. Also, they got last week's release of Black Future 88. Thanks, ladies and gents, really appreciate you sending in your pictures. If you want to send in your recent additions, either 1 game or 5 games or 20 games, it does not matter. It's not a competition. Send it to me over on Twitter at SoWhatAboutGame. Please DM me. Don't DM Juan because he sends it to me and then I forget he sent it to me. So DM me personally, okay? Me. And I can keep track of it far more easily. or you can email it to us at contactus@switchwatch.co.uk. Just make sure you start with the email with the title Community Spotlight so that I don't miss it. Plus, we have Discord, which is a nice way for us to chat with you guys. You can also send your pictures over there. If you want to join our server, our link is in the description below. Right guys, I hope you've enjoyed this episode of New Physicals. What has taken your fancy this week? Be sure to check out last week's episode in case you missed it. Check out my review of Is It Wrong to Try to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon? Maybe it's something you'll fancy. And also James's Bargains video telling you the best places to spend your money in the cheapest way possible. We'll see you guys over there. Take care.